Right now, something massive is happening in artificial intelligence. Not gradually, not quietly, but at a speed that's becoming difficult to track. And at the center of it is OpenAI. Over the past few years, we've watched AI evolve from something experimental into something essential. First, it was novelty. Then it became useful. And now, it's becoming foundational. From GPT-3 to GPT-4, and then to the newer generations beyond that, each step hasn't just improved performance, it has changed expectations. But now, the conversation has shifted, because the next version, GPT-6, isn't being discussed as an upgrade. It's being discussed as a turning point, a moment where AI stops being something you use occasionally and becomes something that works alongside you constantly. But here's the reality. ChatGPT-6 doesn't officially exist yet. There's no public release, no confirmed launch date, no official pricing. And yet, there are enough signals, technical, strategic, and behavioral, to build a very clear picture of what's coming. So instead of guessing blindly, let's break this down properly. What ChatGPT-6 is likely to be, what features it will introduce, when it might arrive, how much it could cost, and most importantly, what it means for you. If you've been following AI closely, you might have noticed something. The gap between major releases is getting longer. And that's not because progress has slowed down. It's because the challenges have changed. Earlier models were limited by research. Now, models are limited by infrastructure. Training a model like GPT-6 is no longer just about writing better algorithms. It's about building entire ecosystems to support them. We're talking about massive data centers, tens of thousands of high-performance GPUs, energy consumption on an industrial scale. And this is where things get real, because scaling intelligence isn't just a software problem anymore, it's a physical one. That's why companies are investing billions into AI infrastructure, because without that foundation, the next generation simply can't exist at the level people expect. Now let's address the question everyone is asking. When is ChatGPT-6 coming? There's no official announcement, but based on development patterns, infrastructure timelines, and industry movement, the most realistic expectation is mid to late 2026. But here's the important part. It won't arrive all at once. Instead, it will likely roll out in phases: internal testing, limited preview access, paid early adoption tiers, and gradual public expansion. This staged rollout isn't just a strategy, it's a necessity. Because deploying something this powerful instantly at global scale isn't just difficult, it's risky. There's a bigger shift happening here that most people aren't talking about. If GPT-6 delivers on its promise, we may be looking at the beginning of the end of traditional apps. Think about how software works today. You open different tools for different tasks, one for writing, one for spreadsheets, one for communication, one for research. But GPT-6 changes that model. Instead of switching between apps, you describe what you want, and the AI handles everything in the background. This removes the need for interfaces entirely, and if that happens, software doesn't disappear, it becomes invisible. Now let's talk about the real-world impact, because GPT-6 isn't just about technology, it's about work. For decades, productivity improvements came from tools, faster computers, better software. But GPT-6 introduces something different: autonomous contribution. It doesn't just help you do work faster, it can do parts of the work for you. That means reports get generated automatically, data gets analyzed without manual input, tasks get executed without constant supervision. This doesn't eliminate jobs overnight, but it changes what jobs look like, and over time, that shift becomes impossible to ignore. One of the most anticipated features of GPT-6 is long-term memory, not temporary context, not session-based recall, but persistent memory that carries across interactions. Imagine this: you're working on a project. Days later, you return, and the AI already knows what you were doing, what decisions were made, what your preferences are. That changes everything because it eliminates repetition, it removes friction, and it transforms AI from a tool into a collaborator. Right now, AI responds. You ask, it answers. GPT-6 is expected to move beyond that into something called agentic behavior.
That means the AI doesn't just respond to instructions, it breaks down goals, plans steps,
executes tasks, and adjusts based on outcomes. In simple terms, you don't tell it how to do something, you tell it what you want, and it figures out the rest. This is one of the most important shifts in AI, because it moves from assistance to action. Current AI can already handle multiple types of input: text, images, and even audio. GPT-6 is expected to push this further into real-time multimodal intelligence. That includes live video understanding, continuous voice interaction, and real-world context awareness. Imagine pointing your camera at something and the AI not only recognizes it, but understands what's happening, why it matters, and what to do next. That's the level we're moving toward. Another major shift will be personalization, not just adjusting tone, but adapting behavior. GPT-6 is expected to allow users to define communication style, decision-making approach, response depth, and task preferences. This means the AI becomes uniquely yours, not a generic system, but something tailored to how you think and work. Each generation of AI has improved performance, but GPT-6 may represent a deeper shift. Instead of just predicting better answers, it may begin to reason more effectively. This includes multi-step problem-solving, better abstraction, improved logical consistency, and potentially the ability to generate new insights, not just recombined existing information. That's where things start to feel less like automation and more like intelligence. There's no official pricing yet, but based on previous models, we can estimate the structure. Most likely, GPT-6 will follow a tiered system: free tier, limited usage, reduced capabilities; premium tier, full access, faster performance, advanced tools; and enterprise tier, API access, custom integrations, higher limits. The key difference: pricing may increase, because the cost of running GPT-6 will be significantly higher. OpenAI isn't building GPT-6 in isolation. They're competing with major players like Google and Anthropic. Each company is pushing towards similar goals: smarter models, more autonomy, and better integration. This competition is accelerating everything, but it's also raising the stakes, because being second in this race matters. One of the biggest strategic directions is consolidation. Instead of multiple tools, everything gets unified: chat, coding, browsing, automation, all in one system. GPT-6 is expected to be the core engine behind this, a single interface for work, learning, and creation. That's not just a feature, it's a platform shift. With more power comes more risk. GPT-6 will face challenges like misuse potential, regulatory pressure, and ethical concerns. Governments are already paying attention, because the more capable AI becomes, the more impact it has on society. This means stricter controls are likely. Here's the real question: what does GPT-6 change for you? The answer depends on how you use it. For some, it will increase productivity, reduce workload, and enhance creativity. For others, it may replace repetitive tasks, change job roles, and shift expectations. The impact won't be uniform, but it will be significant. GPT-6 is not just another version, it's a transition point: from tools to systems, from assistance to autonomy, from interaction to collaboration. When GPT-6 arrives, it won't just answer your questions, it'll start doing your work, and that's when everything changes. That's it. If you like this breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.